I was the batch top and claimed the gold medal offered by CIPM for the highest GPA. Even though we have different curriculums, the purpose that we want to achieve as a faculty is exactly same. Go to the experiential learning. Go to just learn something by doing.
What is the best thing about being a lecturer?
This is not only to certify your employability, right? You can do something more than the employability, right?
What if ideas remained ideas? Buildings would be blueprints, products would be wireframes, and cures would be experiments. Academics who engage in lecturing us make sure that we have what it takes to make our work and our world stronger. Because the future isn't something you sit around and wait for. The future is the reality you choose to create. So dear viewers, hello and welcome to yet another day of making dreams a reality. My name is Yohan Perera, your host for the day, and this is Beyond the Tutor, episode 2, an initiative by FMF Media of the University of Colombo with the objective to unfold a different side of the lecturers we meet every single day. Our series of interviews include young and eminent figures in our faculty to give us a more nuanced and relatable perspective on work, life, and everything in between. That is exactly why we thought of having someone who's truly exceptional in his acumen to have a chat with us today. He's none other than Mr. Yohan Perera from the Department of Human Resource Management. And with that, let's move on to segment 1, the memory lane. Before we move on, could you introduce yourself to our viewers by going through your journey of becoming a lecturer at one of the best universities in the country? Like, where did it all start and what kept you going through thick and thin?
Yeah. So first of all, I would like to start this discussion by appreciating this great initiative of the FMF Media team, as well as thank you very much for choosing me for this great opportunity as well. So as you correctly mentioned, I am Yohan Perera, currently attaching to the Department of HRM in the Faculty of Management and Finance. So I basically 28 years old and living in Kiribati. So and also I graduated from University of Colombo with a specialized degree in Human Resource Management in 2018. And also I was the batch top and claimed the gold medal offered by CIPM for the highest GPA recorded in the batch out of 100 students, I guess. Yeah. So with that, actually, I soon after completing my bachelor's degree, I initiated the degree of Master of Human Resource Management, which is my first postgraduate degree. In the same University of Colombo, and also completed that just months ago. And also I am currently reading for my second master's degree, which is Master of Business Administration at Postgraduate Institute of Management, which is an affiliated institute of University of Sri Jayawardhanapura. So those are my educational records, and currently I am reading for the certificate in teaching and higher education, which is offered by the Staff Development Center of the University of Colombo, our same university. And those are my educational records, and I have been working for the Department of HRM in the University of Colombo, approximately 2 years, actually, technically 1 year and 10 months. So those are my basic career and educational info, and so that's it, I think.
All right, sir. So I think one notion every single undergraduate has ever had, including myself, is joining faculty as a lecturer of a specific department, just like you. Basically, living the dream by teaching what you love. But the amount of real world sources with first-hand experience out there is immensely rare. So what advice would you give to any aspiring undergraduate dreaming of joining faculty someday?
Yes. So first of all, what we see, a lot of undergraduates, actually I can't say a lot of, but considerable number of undergraduates just come to the faculty because they got selected for the university entrance. I mean, they just come because the UGC has sent them, but not because of that they have a great dream or great mission to achieve. So university is not only for the education. So university can give an all-rounding overall experience. So it's like an extension of your school education with some freedom for you, right? So that's how I would like to identify that. So actually, coming to a great institution like University of Colombo, it's of course, inevitably, obviously, a chance to our undergraduate students, but also students should have a great vision to achieve in their careers, in their lives. So as a faculty, as a department, actually, our objective is going beyond the employability of our undergraduates once they are graduated. So here, all the universal knowledge comes together and compromise for your improvement. So as lecturers, actually, we always would like to collaborate with our students to give something best, to give some unique experiences which is unidentical. So undergraduates should come to the faculty not because that they got 3 A passes at the advanced level, but there is something to achieve for them. So if you want to be an entrepreneur, yes, your degree program, whatever you do, it may be marketing or HR or, by the way, organizational studies, you can become an entrepreneur. We have live experiences. If you want to be a CEO one day, yes, this is the best platform. If you want to be any other kind of a professional, yes, this might be your best platform. Therefore, students should come to the faculty with a great vision and mission for their own life. So if you have that kind of a strong purpose, actually, we are really helping you out to achieve that dream. So in that point, actually, I would like to show you something. So, we have 7 departments in our faculty. So 7 degree programs are offered to students. Even though we have different curriculums, the purpose that we want to achieve as a faculty is exactly the same. So this is not just an educational course, but we want to accomplish, we want to come across that students are equipped all these 6 attributes. So here, actually, our faculty provides a good platform for students to improve their conceptual knowledge and skills, which is basically covered by your degree program, and students' ethical conduct, which represents by the thumb. Students' communication, of course. Communication is not just the written communication or your spoken English, but speaking, writing, listening, and reading. Then teamwork, of course, there are a lot of group assignments that you have to accomplish, right? And some group projects, community development project, for an instance. the enterprise-based project in the third year. So by actively engaging to these projects, actually students can improve their teamwork and personal effectiveness as a person. What about your self-determination? What about your personal achievement? What about the enhancement, the personal quality of your life? Yes, we are supporting you to improve them. And finally, creativity and innovation, of course, because here your degree program should be gone through not just by cramming something that you can see on the textbook or the internet, but we want to empower the students' creativity and innovation. Think always differently. So actually, dear students, if you have a powerful vision for your life, you can empower yourself with these 6 attributes that we all are exerting to improve in yourselves. So that's what I want to tell. I want to give as the answer for that question, Dima.
Truly inspirational, sir. And moving on to our next question, it is often said that if there's one thing that can be told with complete certainty, it is that absolutely nothing is ever certain, as we saw with the pandemic. So in an ever-changing professional, academic, and socio-technological landscape, what do you think are the most important and noteworthy trends young students should capitalize in to invest their time and energy?
Yes. So there is a theory in our academia called knowledge cloning theory, or we can say knowledge doubling theory, right? So basically that's an IT theory which says the space of the servers, there are big data centers that owned by Google and Microsoft. So in their servers, their space is getting doubled once in 18 months. By 18 months to 18 months, the space of the servers are getting doubled. Why the server spaces are getting doubled? Because of the load of information. Information means what? The knowledge. So basically that means knowledge is getting doubled basically by 2 years and 2 years. So I graduated in 2018. But what I crammed for my degree just 3 years ago might already been expired. So that is the problem with the things that we used to cram in our degree programs. Of course, there are some certain theories that will never change, but still our knowledge is updating at a space that we even can't imagine. Therefore, in this dynamic world, especially the macro environmental forces are unpredictable at all. For an example, no one was expecting just 2 years ago that a pandemic would be coming like this. And actually we can't imagine right now, after 2 years from now, something will be happening like that. So even our information systems are so sophisticated, actually they are still unable to predict it specifically. Therefore, actually, if we are going to learn something by reading, that is not much effective. But if we are going to learn something by doing, learning by action, or we can say experiential learning, yes, that might last. Therefore, definitely you want to write examinations. So there are 8 semesters. So in 7 semesters, other than the last semester, you have written examinations. So you want to face them. You want to achieve good grades. But still, at the end, what ultimately will be retaining in your mind is what you have actually performed. Therefore, dear students, the skills that you can improve is really important in this scenario. Therefore, I believe students should engage in some extracurricular activities. An ideal example is the FMF media. So this is something you do in addition to your degree program. You are still undergraduates of the faculty, but this is something in addition to the normal degree program, and who are actively engaging into these projects, into these societies, will definitely get something beneficial. So likewise, my advice as an answer for your question, Yohan, so go to the experiential learning, go to just learn something by doing, improving your skills. For an example, the digital skills, especially the STEM skills. What do you mean by STEM? STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Now, students might be wondering, we are management students or we are into HR, how can we improve our STEM skills? No, that doesn't mean you want to solve some puzzles in mathematics, which are some lengthier and huge. No, just try to understand some technological trends, some technological concepts. Now, we have a concept called literacy. So as per the central bank report, what do you mean by literacy? If you can write some sentence and if you can read what you have written, that's the literacy. But nowadays, actually, we have a lot of literacies. We have entrepreneurial literacy, we have IT literacy, right? And we have the common technology literacy. So what do you mean by entrepreneurial literacy? So innovation, creativity must be a part of your life, must be part of your education, right? So now the income sources also not highly secured. No, in certain jobs, actually the job security is at a real threat. So what will be happening if you lose your job one day? So there should be a backup plan, there should be a contingent plan. So it is better if you can go to venturing to start up your own business in addition to your main career or your main education might be. Now, I remember when I was an undergraduate, I used to give some personal tutoring for A-level economics and accounting students, just for self-financing. So likewise, actually, I'm proud to say that a lot of undergraduates now are engaging in that kind of activity. So all these things will ultimately get some benefits to you. Therefore, in a summary, learning something by reading will expire one day. But learning by doing, learning by performing something will last in yourself. Therefore, improve your skills, improve the literacy in IT, and improve the literacy in entrepreneurship even during your undergraduate period. So that will definitely beneficial for you.
All right, guys. So remember, always learn by doing, because your attitude, not your aptitude, determines your altitude. And with that, we'll be moving on to segment 2, the rapid fire round. All right, sir, ready or not, brace yourself for our rapid fire segment. Question number 1. Who is the most memorable character you came across during your university life?
Yes, actually, there is one senior lecturer in my university, and he's the memorable character. When you ask that question, suddenly what comes to your mind, that character, he's actually, there are a lot of memorable people for me. So in education, actually, my mentor, senior lecturer Tharidu Veerasinghe, is the first person comes to my mind. And also, even though I have not encountered physically, I really like the character of Elon Musk, who is a great entrepreneur in the United States, with his selfless dedication, commitment for what? Just for achieving his own dreams. So those are the memorable characters for me.
What is the best thing about being a lecturer?
Unlimited learning, right? That is the answer that I can give. So actually, I am a university teacher, literally. But Gimhan, actually, I feel I am not teaching, but I am recalling my memory on what I have learned. I learn every day. The learning will never expire for me. And also, just by being an academic, we get a kind of a visa. Visa for what? Visa for creating the knowledge. How we can create the knowledge? By researching. So actually, we are not great scholars to create big theories or big things, but still, by researching, actually, we used to create some knowledge. We used to question the existing knowledge. We used to explore the new trends in the academia, in the world. So to do these things, actually, we should need a lot of free space, the freedom in mind, basically. We are still busy people, but in the mind, actually, we are free. So what is the best thing by being an academic? So that is twofold. The first thing, I learn every day. I learn every moment. Even by just attending to this meeting, I learn something. And the second thing, we can create, question, revise, improve the knowledge that we used to teach in the academia. So those are the best things I can get by being an academic.
Okay, sir. Sorry to ask this, but what is the worst thing about being a lecturer?
Yeah, basically the stress, because the things we do, ultimately we have to get the responsibility on what we do for our teaching, for the papers we make, for the paper marking, right? So if I would be an employee in the private sector, so I can pass this ball, I can pass this responsibility to my immediate boss. But here, by being an academic, actually we don't have that chance. So what we do, even a joke that I used to do in the university premises, ultimately become something desperate. So all the things we do as an academic, for the sake of students, for the sake of staff, for the sake of the society, we have to get that ultimate responsibility. So in that sense, actually, even though there is a freedom, there is a stress also. The stress will never end, even during the study leave periods for you, even during the vacations. So we are also 24/7 basis are in that mindset. So that is the worst thing that I can say by being an academic.
Okay, sir. So which is better, being a university student or a lecturer, and why?
Yeah. So you need an exact answer, no?
Yes, sir. Sort of.
Yeah. Okay. Being an university student is best. Now, you will understand this answer once you complete your university journey. So, being the university student is where actually we enjoyed our lives a lot. So, here we have a freedom. We enjoy ourselves, even though there are a lot of things to do as a university student as well. Now, as a university student, so what about the work that you engage, right? Even some on holidays. So being a university student is better rather than being a university teacher, I guess. Yeah.
Okay, sir. So final question in our rapid fire segment. Online teaching or on-site teaching, and why?
On-site teaching, right? Because I feel when I used to do online teaching, it is just shooting in a movie, right? I feel I just act. There is a screen, right? So now I am wearing a short trouser to the bottom and with a nice outfit, right? Everything is a created environment, not the real actually. We hide our emotions, just pretend smiling. But when it comes to the on-site, and what is the worst thing, we can't ensure, there is no way to ensure that the teaching was effectively delivered to students. Now, we used to teach something very big. Then at the end, we used to ask students, you got it or you understood? They say yes, 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 yes. At the end, they say yes, thank you, sir, thank you, sir, thank you, sir. But those are not real things, probably. But when it comes to the real teaching on site in the classroom, we share our memories, we share our thoughts, we share our emotions. We can feel the students rather than seeing the student. So that is more lively. So therefore, actually, we are eagerly awaiting until on-site lectures are starting. So the answer that I can give you for your question, Gimhan, on-site teaching is better than online teaching.
Okay, sir. So with that, let's move on to segment 3, a lesson for life. All of us undergraduates are adults, and we almost always have to make choices and sacrifices between personal life and work life. So what is your philosophy for leading a successful life? Is it all about balance, or is there more to it than that, sir?
Yes. Of course, the key for the success is balancing everything. Because as a human being, now I'm talking as a human being, right? As a human being, the success depends on how we can make an equivalent on everything, right? So actually, having a balance in the life is ultimately important. So as a human being, I have a lot of things to balance. Now I'm a human being, so I have a responsibility towards the society. I want to be a societal animal, a good animal. I want to do some help to the others, and also at the time I'm a son of my mother and father, so I have a responsibility to accomplish towards them as well. And I'm a teacher, I have a lot of students, I have a responsibility to accomplish towards them. And I'm an employee in the university system, so I have a responsibility to accomplish for the sake of the public education, to the higher education in Sri Lanka, right? So when I used to drive my vehicle, I'm a driver, so I have a responsibility to accomplish for the sake of the pedestrians to the other vehicles, right? So going somewhere without being accidentally, right? So likewise, a balance is very important, Gimhan, as you correctly mentioned. And also the self-confident. So in actually scholarly terms, we used to say self-efficacy. Self-efficacy means your personal belief that you have, you think that you can do something without any errors, without having a support. So you feel you can do something, that is the self-confident. So confident is also very important. So if you have a great self-confidence in your life at any circumstance, right? What is the end? At the end of accomplishing something, you will get the responsibility of your own behavior. So getting the responsibility of your own behavior comes with the self-confidence, right? So let's say you are going to do some examination and you don't have a self-confidence. You don't believe that you are going through with a higher grade, right? And as you correctly believe, you are getting a kind of a low mark. Then what would be your action? You will use to blame towards the lecturers or the scholars who found those theories. Those are so complex. Why this kind of a course included in our curricula? Because at the beginning of the process, you didn't have that self-confidence. So what will happen at the end? You don't take that responsibility of your own act. So balancing is ultimately important. Actually, Gimhan, you gave me the answer as well, so I really accept that. And something adding to that, the self-confidence or self-efficacy is also important. So actually, spending the time in our life, right? So life is actually something easy, as I perceive. There are no rocket sciences, there are no big equations to solve, there are no complex puzzles to solve in the life. Life is very easy, but we actually make it more complex. So simply we should have some simple emotions, simple thoughts, then actually we can spend our life very enjoyably. So balancing important but not enough. I think self-efficacy should also be there. So all your religious beliefs, your personal philosophy, everything is coming behind the self-efficacy or the self-confidence. So keep in mind as well.
Truly inspiring words, sir. Life is unique to one another, but the lessons we share and learn could always be an eye-opener. What would be your concluding advice to all of us undergraduates and to anyone who looks up to you?
Okay, so my final advice to the undergraduates will be threefold. The first one, you should never forget that you are a human being, right? Because we can see now I have experiences in 2 universities, but compared to my previous one, in this university actually some students have some kind of different attitudes, saying we are coming from that school, we are coming from this area, we used to follow this religious philosophy. No, at the end finally we all are human beings, so that should never forget. I think this is the best learning that students can gain by being in this kind of a university, right? So we all are human beings, we are in a big cohort, right, representing many religions, many ethnicities, sometimes many the people coming from all corners of the island. So this is a great experience that students can gain, seeing that now you used to spend the time with some wealthy students as well as poor students, the hostlers as well as non-hostlers, right? So at the end, what is the ultimate story that we have to gain to the mind is we all are human beings, right? We have to treat to the other person just like we like to get some treats to us, right? So there are no boundaries for the humanity, there are no classes for the humanity. The first advice I can give to students. The second one, university is not only for the employability, right? Now if you watch the television, you can see a lot of higher educational institutes advertise the certified employability after 2 years. So you can become a CEO at the age of 23 years old if you follow the degree program with us. Okay, if you can become a CEO at the age of 12 years, we're really happy. But university is not only for the employability. This is for you to upgrade yourselves. We don't know what's the stream, right? So as a university student, now there are some of my colleagues who followed the HRM degree program, but now they are politicians, right, in provincial councils or Pradeshia Sabha. So that is the learning outcome that they gain from the university. Some are businessmen, some are entrepreneurs, but they followed the accounting special degree, right? This is not only for the employability. So you have to understand that. So if there are some graduate students who are still awaiting at home without any job, that is not a fault of the university, right? If you want to be a good employee, yes, you have to start it right now. You have to start the process right now. So that's why I told at the beginning, there should be a great vision for you. If you want to be an entrepreneur, yes, you don't want to think about your employability because you are going to be a businessman. Or if you want to choose another path, for an example, if you want to be a diplomat. Sorry, my connection was unstable. If you want to be a diplomat, or if you want to be a good administrator in the Sri Lanka administrative service, right? Or if you want to be a politician, yes, still it is accepted. We need some educated politicians to the country, right? So you can achieve all of your dreams here. That's why we say university, right? Universe. So this is the place to give the energy to empower your dream of the life, right? Therefore, this is not only for the employability, right? Otherwise, we become a vocational training institute, no? If you want to give jobs to all of the undergraduates. So that is my second advice, right? There is only one advice, but it's in threefold. First one, the humanity. Second one, the employability, and third one, the student-centered learning, right? So what is the traditional setting at the lecture hall is the teacher-centered learning, right? So I'm the preacher, right? I'm like a lord in the lecture hall. So whatever comes out of my mouth will be wisdom to you. Actually, this is the time to change that setting. So as a university, actually, we really want to promote student-centered learning rather teacher-centered learning. So as learners, learning partners, dear students, you have to take your own responsibility to learn something, right? Sometimes what lecturers say at the lecture hall or on the Zoom session is not understandable, but actually lecturer can do nothing for that. You have to take your own learning responsibilities. Actually, especially first year students, in their first semester, they are so surprising. No nice tunes given by lecturers like the tuition masters used to give you. No revision sessions, no paper classes. Why? Because in the tuition class, so at school, the responsibility of teaching was with the teacher, right? Responsibility of learning was with the teacher. Now in the university, responsibility of learning is with the student, not with the teacher. We are just like supporters, actually, right? We are just like supporters. Because when it comes to lecturers, for us, teaching is only one role assigned to us, right? We do research and we contribute to different areas in the sector, in the economy. So this is only one role assigned to us. So students have to take that responsibility, right? A lot of students can't face to that pressure. So unfortunately, some students used to leave the university, leave this great chance. So actually, these are my 3 advices that I can give you. First of all, you should be a human, right? No class differences with us. Second one, this is not only to certify your employability, right? You can do something more than the employability, right? Therefore, actually, we are not politicians to give you some certain kind of jobs once you graduate. Third one, your student-centered learning. So if you can become a student-centered learner, the learning will last even after the degree, right? So that is my final advice to you. So Gimhan, I think I gave the answer for your question.
So, sir, I wish we had all day to talk about anything and everything there is to life. But unfortunately, as all good things, this too must come to an end. I could say we know how busy your schedules are, but the truth is we have no idea. But that being said, we immensely value and appreciate the fact that you made some time to talk with us today. So thank you, sir, for all your wise words. I'm more than sure they will inspire many of us out there to do things a little better than they would have done otherwise. With that, I'd like to wind up the second episode of Beyond the Tutor. Stay tuned for more live content in the upcoming weeks, and be sure to drop a like on this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to our YouTube channel FMF Media to get more updates on the events to come. Till then, thank you and stay safe.